Yeah, so you know what? Before this, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to our original topics list, and then I completely forgot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do it right now and talk like this to distract you from the fact that I am on my phone looking for our
Fantastic.
list of topics, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not loading. So
Well,
what
I
do we
got
do?
them here. At least
Well,
the segments that I mentioned.
that's a lot easier. Why don't we do that?
So,
Because my phone's not loading.
in the meantime, I will say something to the effect of welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever podcast with Zane and Ricky. We are going to discussed? Hopefully
Disgust.
not. But we may also
Going to
discuss.
disgust.
You may be disgusted by it, but we will discuss the creation of content, the production of music, the editing and production of video, and also the playing of games.
And me forgetting to tweet that we're doing it right now.
Oh yeah.
Uh, live with. We're very professional around here.
Oh
Live with
god,
the
look. It's
podcast.
all
Podcast.
major theme parks had delays.
Yeah, it's
When
true. Isn't it
Disneyland
true?
opened, nothing worked.
Didn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. But
True, but when the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists. So, I guess there's that.
yes, great reference. What's your Twitch URL?
Um, it
Is it
is, it is
is it
just
just
Ricky Summer.
Ricky Summer? That's
Yeah,
so easy.
it is. It's pretty good.
Live at the podcast without Ricky Summer. Great. Okay. Sent. Boom. Look at that.
Magnificent.
We're so onto it around here.
Beautiful. Hello, Mortimer, you
Too
cheeky
easy.
boy. Um, welcome to the podcast. Okay, so let's get the ball rolling here. The segments, as I have them, they begin with what we've been working on. So why don't you tell me,
Great stuff.
furnish me, regale me with tales of your projects.
Well, it's an interesting time because I just finished a project and I have not yet really started on the next one because it's been very chaotic right now. Work is
Hmm.
very busy. I've been like traveling around the country, like filming a lot of stuff. Like just there's a lot of
Hmm.
things going on.
Okay, this is
So it's like
the new job,
yeah,
the
it's
new
I still call it
job.
new. It's been like a year now.
Oh,
But
okay.
I still call it new, the new
Yeah, yeah.
job. So that's very busy. So I haven't been making as much YouTube stuff as I would have liked. But I just finished the Red Alert 3 review.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think since the last podcast, the Iron Harvest review also came out
Yeah, yeah.
just, and then there's the Red Alert 3 review, which came out a few days ago, before 5 days ago, or so. And yeah, I haven't actually started on the next one, which is Dawn of War,
Okay. I'll be interested
which
to
I'm
see
quite
what you have
excited
to say
for.
about that.
Yeah, I've played very little of it,
Hmm.
but from what I have played, I did remember really enjoying it. So I'm actually pretty excited to jump in. The one kind of confusing thing is trying to figure out all the versions. So
Oh,
like in
right, yeah.
Steam, there's four different. Because I own them, I bought them all on Steam, and there's like base Dawn of War, there's Winter Assault, there's Dark Crusade, and there's Soulstorm,
Yeah.
right? And as far as I know, if you what you should do is buy them all and just play Dark Crusade, and
Yeah.
then Soulstorm is like its own thing.
Oh,
I
really?
think that's correct. So I think if you own all three, you play Dark Crusade. It includes all the stuff from the previous ones, and then Soulstorm is like kind of odd. I think, but
Oh,
I
okay.
need to. It's
S-
confusing.
Yeah, so as far as I understand, there was either there may have been a mix of actual expansions and then standalone expansions.
Yeah,
And
because
that
Dark
always
Crusade is
gets me. It's like,
standalone,
hey, this is
and
meant
so
to
is
tie
Soulstorm.
in with what you already have, but also you can play it on its own, which is great. I mean, more options is good, but it's a little confusing.
I think it's similar to how Company of Heroes works, the first one. So like,
Right.
you buy Company of Heroes, and then both expansions are standalone, like Opposing
Mm,
Fronts for the British and Tales of Valor.
yeah.
But if you own all three, you just play Tales of Valor, which has all of them. So I think it's a similar thing with that.
That's really obnoxious.
Yeah, so I need to do a bit of research into that, but that is the next project. Um, and apart from that, yeah, it's just been
Fantastic.
and like a few freelance jobs and filming for work. Really, I
Okay.
was filming a summer clothing shoot last week.
Oh, look at
Agricultural
you.
clothing, like farming clothing
I love
for
it.
summer. Yeah, but we filmed it in like the middle bottom of the South Island,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's only just come out of winter, so it's still like pretty cold, and the mountains like covered in snow. We're trying to
Yeah.
film like these clothes for summer that are gonna go up in like December, and we're giving these people like jandals. We're like, can you like wear these? It's like 5 degrees or something. We're like, can you guys wear these jandals? Because and look like you're really hot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's amazing.
But it worked out,
Good, good. I'm glad to
so it
hear
was
it.
fun. Yeah.
Awesome.
How about you? What's cooking?
Yeah, well, look, firstly, I'll start by saying, hey, CR705, how you doing? Welcome to the podcast. POGCAST, sorry. So, yeah, you know me, I've always got multiple thumbs in multiple pies. So, not to be too lewd about it. So, just been working on the video game soundtrack, which I'm not sure if I mentioned last time.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did, or
a
at
little
least
bit.
I've heard about it from
Yeah,
outside of here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's been going really well.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not going to mention too much because I feel like it's not for me to say. Not that you guys even know what the game is. But yeah,
It's
there's
Elder
been.
Scrolls 6. Come on, you can tell us.
I wish I'd. It would be the soundtrack for that would be 100% memes. It'd be
Oh, of course.
fantastic. But there's been a little bit of a change in direction in the game, which is kind of a blessing in disguise, because I gave him like maybe 3-4 tracks, and they say, hey yo, so we're thinking of releasing Q4, and this was like last month, and I'm like, okay, like
That's soon.
I can do it, but it's a bit soon. But then they've come back and said, hey, yo, after some feedback from playtesters, we're going to change the focus just a little bit. So it's going to be pushed back. So we've got more time. This also means I may have to switch up some of the tracks because it's like the actual genre of the game is shifting a little bit,
Ooh, okay.
which is interesting. But yeah, look, it's still good. It's still a great experience, and so far, our ideas, our vision for the soundtrack, between me and the devs, is very much the same, and we're on the same wavelength, which is great.
Mm.
Otherwise, I've had a little bit of a huge win on YouTube
Okay, let's hear it.
that I'm very
A
excited
little
about.
bit of a huge win. Okay.
So, Saturday nights, I do game night with my buddies Kluger and Stevens, and we're always struggling to find things to play.
Right.
I suggested, yo, people love Warframe. I've heard. I've never really given it a fair try. It's free. Let's give it a try. So we do so, and we end up loving it. My two boys are addicted now. From like barely playing games at all, now that's all they can talk about,
Right.
which is fantastic. I love to see it. And I decided to do some videos on the subject. Just newbie stuff, you know. I'm not professing to be any kind of expert. I mean, I'm making videos here for people who have thousands of hours in the game. But I just happen to have stumbled upon something here. People love to see the experience of new players in Warframe. So the numbers are ridiculous.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right.
What kind of ridiculous are we talking?
Well, let me hit you with this. So previously, my the best thing that was the most viewed series, I suppose, on my channel was my X4 playthrough, and we were getting maybe 300 to 400 per episode. The first Warframe video, currently on 6.1 thousand. The next one, 8.4. The next one after that, 1.2. The next one after that, 3.5. And the comments, the comments are thick and fast. The like ratio is out of this world. And
That's good to hear.
right? And I gotta say, the Warframe community is the nicest I've ever come across. Like, holy
Really?
shit, they're incredibly welcoming, helpful. Like, there's nary a critical comment at all.
Wow,
I've
that's
never
quite
come across
surprising, to be
anything
honest.
like it.
Yeah, especially because like that is quite a deep-rooted community, right? That have been around for quite a long time.
Yeah,
Wow, congratulations!
thank you, thank you.
So you're a Warframe guy now.
I'm apparently a Warframe guy now.
You're the Warframe guy.
Well, maybe
So
not the
the videos
Warframe
you've been
guy.
doing, are they just Let's Plays or are they like guides or?
No, not even. It's just it's literally just. All right, so I'll run you through real quick. The first video was titled "Why Did I Wait So Long to Play Warframe?" and it was basically just, holy shit, this thing is actually really good. And as a new player with only 20 hours in the game, this is my opinion on it. And then it was me. Then some comments suggested, "Hey, yo, we know you like Cyberpunk and synthwave and shit, so check out this location in the game." So I did essentially reacting to that,
Right.
and that did even better. And now I'm getting all these comments of like, "Hey, yo, record this quest and record that quest. We really want to see you react to this and
It's
react
really
to that."
interesting.
Yeah,
I will say, like, I think, a lot of those communities that have been around for a while do often like to see people like experiencing it for the first time.
yeah,
Because it's like, you always wish you could experience it for the first time again. So the next best thing is through someone else.
absolutely. Yeah. So completely out of left field, just stumbled upon this this little nugget of gold. Loving it.
Gold mine. That's cool. What it is? It's a gold mine.
Well, look, didn't want to be too cynical about it, but yeah. But the best thing about it is I'm really enjoying the game. The general response in the community is incredibly positive, and it's just making me super excited to make the next video, which
That's
is
awesome.
which is what you want, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Have you noticed like a jump in subscribers
Oh yeah.
from these videos?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. So
that's awesome.
I was on maybe, I think it was 18.5,
Mm,
and in the span of a week it got to like 19.1.
not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Here we go. We've got a comment vis-a-vis Warframe. The best asbestos. The thing with Warframe is the community knows how big a game it is and how hard it is for new players to get started. As a free game, it lives and breathes on player retention, so we love to look out for our newcomers. That's really nice.
It's sweet.
Yeah. I love that.
It's very wholesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Wonderful. Okay.
Very nice.
So how are you going YouTube wise?
It's been interesting. Like views have been fine.
Yeah.
They like the Iron Harvest review has done pretty well. I think we're at about 12,000 views,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably honestly more than I expected for that
Okay.
video. Um,
I'm gonna go to your
but
channel.
I think I got a bit of a false. What's the word? I got used to getting a lot of views on some videos.
Oh,
Like
okay.
pretty much I could just title a video like Command and Conquer anything, and it's just like the views are just through the roof, right? Like
Yeah.
Riddle It 2 is at like 100K.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Command and Conquer Remastered I think is at like 90K. Command and
Mm-hmm.
Conquer 4 is like 250, like quarter mil. Like yeah,
Yeah.
some of these ones really explode. And I was kind of hoping Riddle It 3 would be the same,
Mm.
but it hasn't. It hasn't done badly,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
it's
say,
at like
like
8K, I think.
compared to Troy, Halo Wars, Total War, it's good.
Yeah, they've all done less than I thought, to be honest,
Mm.
which is a bit of a shame. I thought the Warhammer 2 one would do a lot better. Um, Halo Wars, it's fairly niche, so I didn't expect too much from that. And the Troy one is like, yeah, no, people didn't seem that interested in that game, to be fair. So the
Honestly, I didn't
reviews
even
would be,
know it was coming out until your video.
yeah, there you go. And yeah, I don't think there's much of hype around it. But yeah, the Warhammer 2 one was a bit disappointing. Like for context here, because I had a few really big ones, in the span of like 2 months. So I had like yeah, Total War Shogun 2. So this is the first 5 days. So the first 5 days for Total War Shogun 2, 115,000. It was just before it went free on Steam. It was just the perfect time. It was so good.
Yeah.
Red Alert 2 was at 50k, and Command & Conquer Remastered was at 40. But my next best is Red Alert 3, which is 10k currently. So
Okay.
it's like it. All things considered, I should be like happy with that result, right? But it's like you get. It's hard to be when you had those ones that did really well.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But then, like in context, like Halo Wars at this point was at 3,000, Warhammer 2 was at 3,000.
Yeah.
So 10k is pretty good. Like I should be happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what leads you to think that a particular topic, a particular video is going to do well or not? What's the process there?
It's such like a difficult thing. Like there are times for sure when you can time it with things that are going on, right? Like it's contextually important. Like Shogun 2 was just like a classic. Like I saw that it was going free on Steam. I knew it was going free on Steam for about a couple of weeks before it actually did, and I was like, okay, I need to get this done. I was working on it already. It's just good timing. And then I found the day, and it was like, I found that like a few days before the video was done, I found the day it was going to go free, and it was in like 2 days. So I was like, okay, I need to get this done like today. So I had like stayed up super late and got it done. And I think it went live like 12 hours before it went free on Steam. And it exploded. It just went crazy. So that's like a contextual one. And then the same for like Command & Conquer Remastered and Red Alert 2, I think they were both around Command & Conquer Remastered time, obviously. And people are just really in that zone of like wanting that stuff. And I think especially with Red Alert 2, because everyone's hoping that we'll get a Red Alert 2 remastered.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, Red Alert 2, like click, like loving it. And it happens with some other games. Usually it's like, like if a sequel was out or there's like some news about something. But otherwise, I don't often think contextually, and I think I need to do that more because it always pays off. Like I've never had a video that has done, at the very least, any worse by trying to time it with something going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what about the biggest surprise hit? Something that you didn't think was going to do well, but you took a chance and it hit.
I don't think there's been many things that I've been surprised that did well immediately, because that often doesn't happen. If we were talking about immediately, then Shogun 2 I didn't think would pop off as hard as it did.
Yeah.
I thought it would. I didn't think it would become, my third most viewed. Oh, it was second most. It's like, my second most viewed video ever. I didn't think that would be the case. But then it's normally like ones in the back catalog that just explode randomly for no reason.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that really surprised me. Like what's one here? Okay, so like I think Planetary Annihilation. That was the one that surprised me the most. I don't know if you played that.
Yeah.
The Titans re-release. I did a video on that, and that's at 150k, and that did really well. And that was odd because I didn't think there was much interest in that game, to be fair.
It's an interesting game. It's I think it's a really interesting concept, if a flawed one.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I
To be fair, I don't like it.
I kind of want to like it. But every time I try to play it, I go, why am I not just playing Supreme Commander instead? But that being said, it's got its community. And I recently saw, I think in the news section for the game on Steam, that like they've actually created a whole new company, like Planetary Annihilation Inc. or something like really obvious like that.
Yeah.
To support the game further into the future. And I'm like, is it that popular?
This odd thing with the developers, because they were that development team got picked up for Kerbal Space Program 2. Uber
Oh.
Entertainment, and they were renamed to Star Theory. They
Oh.
some of I, so it's, this is I don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure this is what happened. A portion of the team split off
Hmm.
and formed Planetary Annihilation Inc., whatever it's called,
Yeah.
and took the game, and that's them. And then the other portion of the team became Star Theory, got picked up by Private Division, who's 2K's indie publishing arm,
Right. Okay.
and did KSP2. But then all that stuff happened. I don't know if you read about the debacle that happened there, where they basically force closed Star Theory and hired all their staff and laid off a few others.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then
yeah,
they
I think
did
I heard of this.
a
Yeah.
lot of change, but it's a lot of the same people. But it was like really underhanded. I think the way they did it. It's a
Rude.
really weird like story of how all that happened. But it was, like that moment when I was like, hold on, like, this is the team that made Planetary Annihilation. I was like, huh, that's odd, and makes me just a little concerned because the game is very different to Planetary Annihilation, but you know it looks good, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. How odd. So look, I'll be interested to see what direction Planetary Annihilation goes now, because I mean, like,
Yeah.
what do I know? But my knee jerk reaction is it profitable?
You
know?
wouldn't think so, would you?
No, but
And, like,
maybe
do
it
any people
is.
play it? Like maybe, yeah, maybe like the
Maybe
people
we're
who play
gonna
it
go
just
play
like
it.
love it and support it.
Like I said,
Yeah,
it's
I
an
do
interesting
like
concept, but like
Sudoku.
it's having the full 3D world is a bit. I don't know. I don't know
It was
about
very
that.
difficult to like just remember where stuff is and
Yeah.
control it with a camera, and it's all just so like it's such a mechanics game. It's like
Mm.
not a presentation game really
Yeah.
at all, apart from like planets.
Yeah.
But the planets are kind of boring, and all the units look the same, and all the buildings look the same, and
Mm.
everyone looks the same, and
Yeah.
it's just like it's all about just like da 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 da, like click 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 click, fast fast, like go go go, and I'm just like no, I'm good. Like I want that like company of heroes, like you know, you see like the shell firing and it bounces off the armor and there's smoke and dust and there's guys screaming. Like that's the presentation game. But also, you know, there is room for that like really quick, like
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
you know,
You want
kind of
screaming
stuff.
physics. That's all right.
Yeah, yeah, basically. I want to be like entertained by the spectacle as well, not
Yeah, yeah.
just
No,
like
I get it.
yeah.
100%. There's I wouldn't classify myself as a graphics whore, but I am a presentation whore. An art style that's very carefully chosen and put together, I think is incredibly valuable. So even if it's not, if like the graphical fidelity isn't that high, you know, it's still got a look about it. And those are the games that don't age.
Mm. Yeah,
Like even going back to play the unremastered Homeworld, I think it's like it still looks friggin' great.
it does. It does look very good. Yeah, there. It's like I think every podcast we're going to go back to Oblivion somehow. Let's go back to Oblivion, right? Like that game does not look good
No,
anymore.
no. I mean there are
It
elements,
looks
but
okay. Well,
yeah,
let's maybe I should word that differently. It looks old.
yeah.
It hasn't aged well.
Hmm.
But then you look at I don't know. I'm trying to think of a similar game, but I can't. But like you know, it's like the art style was less important rather than just having it look nice. It's difficult to. Yeah, like Oblivion's art style is just like fantasy. You know, it doesn't like
Yeah, it's not like I love it, but
me too.
it's not unique.
No, it's just
Ob-
like fantasy, swords,
you know what
forests,
Oblivion
like
looks like to me, or reminds me of?
dirt.
Bad, what they perceive to be video game CGI in 90s kids shows, like live action kids shows. It's like, hey, you know, backwards cap wearing young teens, we're playing video games and we're going to represent it by actually putting the kids in the game, and also like, oh fuck, they're Oblivion characters, you know? Like
Yeah, the camera zooms into their face and like, "Hello, citizen," and then the text
yeah,
comes up and
yeah.
yeah.
Well, like, did you ever watch Reboot?
No. What is that? I
It's
don't think it even
a
sounds familiar at all.
I think it's Canadian, a Canadian produced, entirely CGI show about
Oh,
programs in a computer.
okay.
Yeah, I do recommend. It's got
Sounds niche.
some clever humor in there, and lots of vaguely Matrix references.
Right.
It's quite good.
Okay.
Hmm.
Right. I'll have a look.
Yeah, bit of
Right.
a
Let's.
cult classic, I think.
Right. It sounds like that. It
Mm.
sounds a bit niche.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm definitely cult classics though.
yeah.
Let's circle back. What was on our scheduler? What's our next scheduled?
YouTube progress, which we've done.
Yes. Yes, we both did that, didn't we?
Yeah,
What do we
yeah.
have after that?
We've also got what we've been playing and what we're looking forward to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. What have you been playing? Tell us what you've been playing.
I've been playing Warframe.
Well, yeah, I guess you've already. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, and X4, and that's and oh no, and I started The Witcher 3 again on PS4. I've never played it on PS4 before.
I did before we get past on X4. I did see that the developers retweeted you, or what did they
Yeah.
do? They like it was on Facebook or something.
Oh
It was on
god, I'm
Twitter.
gonna have to have a look.
I saw it somewhere. The Egosoft were like glad because you did an impressions video of the new expansion, I think. And the developers were
Yeah.
like, "Glad you're excited, Ricky," or something. And I was like, "Hey, it's
Yeah,
my boy."
yeah. Look, my Egosoft boys, they're vaguely aware of me, and I do get the occasional retweet. But yeah, feels good.
What more can you ask for?
Yeah.
So you're still playing The Witcher 3 on PS4. Okay. So
Yeah.
you've finished it before?
Oh yeah, this will be like my 6th or 7th playthrough, I think. And
I
there's
can't remember if we talked about The Witcher 3 yet. I don't think we have. Or maybe we mentioned it briefly.
I don't
in the
think we
last-
have, but you know what? I would love to talk about The Witcher 3, and I would love to segue into Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay, that sounds good.
Fantastic.
So
Okay.
I've also been playing The Witcher 3
Oh.
and what I've been playing section. That's really all I've been playing. But
Hmm.
that implies that I've been playing a lot of it, which I haven't. I just
Hmm.
haven't been playing much of anything else.
Yeah.
Apart from like YouTubey stuff. Played a little bit of Flight Sim. It's great.
How's that going?
It's good. It's good. But my Game Pass subscription has run out, so now I need to decide if I want to re-up or just buy it. So we'll see.
Okay.
But I have been playing The Witcher 3 on Switch mainly,
Oh.
because I'm traveling a lot for work,
Right.
and I just take the Switch with me and play it in the
Yeah.
hotel. It's so good. I love it.
Okay. How does it run on the Switch?
It's fine. Like it's about what you expect, and it looks
Yeah, okay.
pretty good
Okay.
considering you're playing it on a Switch. Like load times take a while, and
Yeah.
in between like cutscenes there'll be like a little hitch here and there, but it's pretty good. Really
Okay.
can't complain. It's easily playable.
Yeah.
But
So so what's your favorite thing about The Witcher 3? Because I mean,
well,
it's a little bit of a special game, huh? It draws
it is.
people in.
So I feel like I'm in a bit of a unique situation because I have not finished The Witcher 3.
Okay.
But I have like 80 hours in it,
Yeah.
and I've been slow burning it over the past 4 years.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So I started playing this one save 4 years ago on my PC, and a PC and Switch kind of swap
Oh,
between them.
really? Okay.
And I've just really been slow burning it. So I finished the main game probably a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I finished Hearts of Stone probably 3 months ago, and I'm currently playing through Blood and Wine. So I'm like really slow burning it, and I purposely left out a lot of like side stuff,
Yeah.
so I could go back and play it again and have new stuff to do.
Yeah.
But man, I love it. Like it's so weird because it's easily in my top games, top however many. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's up there, but I have not finished it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm the same way with what's it called? Death Stranding. I really like Death Stranding mechanically and the story and message, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing it yet. I played most of it, but But yeah, so I actually started streaming it, and I gotta finish that.
Mm,
But yeah, that's another game that's really captured me.
interesting.
Mm.
I've not played any of Death Stranding, and
Mm.
I don't think I ever will. Not because I don't want to play it, I just don't really have a huge interest,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like my my ability to play games a lot is waning.
Mm.
So I have to
Yeah,
selectively make my choices.
yeah. See, I wasn't excited for it at all, and I'm not a Kojima fan.
Mm.
Um, but then I booted up Death Stranding and experienced essentially just freebasing Kojima. Just raw Kojima straight into the veins, and I'm here for it.
And you loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Just like, let's get weird, you know?
All right.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I would like it, and it looks pretty off the wall. But like when it comes out on Switch, I'll play it.
Okay. All right. You're a Switch boy now.
I do like the Switch. It's
Mm.
very convenient.
Big boy or small boy?
I have the full size Switch,
Mhm.
but I most often use it in handheld.
I gotcha. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
got a small boy.
Yo, I have like a very similar case somewhere. But I have it hooked up to the TV, but I hardly ever play it on the TV. I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah.
taking it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I installed
So good.
Warframe on mine the other day, and it took up the entire internal storage.
Mm. Yes. Yeah,
But
it's the same with the Witcher.
yeah, yeah. But circling back to The Witcher. So, where are you up to in Blood and Wine?
Where am I up to? Not very far. Um, I just did like the side missions with Guillaume,
Mhm.
however you pronounce them, and Vivian.
Yep.
So I just finished that, the bird lady. Um, where am I in the main story? I've met what's his name? Well, the bad guy. I've met him once. I had that
Yeah,
one
right.
interaction
Yeah.
with him and Regis, and
Mhm.
that's where I'm up to.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So I'm not very far.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably like 4 hours.
So, there's a little look. It seems that most people, most Witcher fans, praise Hearts of Stone as the best DLC.
Really, I thought it was the opposite.
No, that from what I've seen,
Not
everyone's like,
based on anything, just like the vibe I got.
really? Okay, all right. Well, I am
But
of the
it's
opinion,
both were very good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Blood and Wine is a friggin' masterpiece, in my
I'm
opinion.
very much enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I loved Hearts of Stone too, to be fair.
It was, well, Hearts, I don't know, Hearts of Stone for me, it felt more on rails.
Mm.
It's telling a story.
It's a bit more linear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
I like how
fine.
Blood and Wine is like it's like a whole new game.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's like the Tripping Isles versus Knights of the Nine.
Yes,
It's the
yes,
same thing.
exactly. Yeah. Plus,
Exactly the same.
I've always found the vampires the most fun to fight in The Witcher, even the
Yeah.
best game. I just
And they're
there's
just cool.
yeah, like just the bat things. Ooh, like when you come across an Ekimara or something. Ooh, like it's so unsettling, and you want it to die.
It's good
It's
lore.
Beautiful.
Good lore too.
It's so good. But I got to say,
What?
the thing that struck me about, so like I said, this is the first time I've played it on PS4, and the thing that struck me is how good it looks.
As in better, or just you expected it to look worse?
So, hear me out. I think it looks better, but it could just be that the colors and contrast on my TV are better than my monitor, and that's what's doing it. But either way, like I'm looking at it, I'm going, damn son, you know, I've been playing on PC all these years, and now I'm on the PS4, and I'm expecting it to look like Oblivion.
Us.
It's
Same
really
thing.
good.
Wow.
So look, I'm pleasantly surprised there. I'll allow it.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about the re-release they're doing.
Oh yeah, I
Very
forgot
soon.
about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. It's gonna be great, and I'm about ready to get a new graphics card too from the next like wee while. So I'll probably like time those off. I kind of want to have one new one before Cyberpunk, to be fair. So,
Yeah, yeah. Have
so
you been keeping up to date with the recent releases? Graphics cards?
as in like news.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about buying a 3080 on day
Oh yeah.
one. I'm like, I don't really need it.
Yeah.
I'm not really itching for a new card,
Yeah.
and I would like to see what AMD has in stock.
Hmm.
So, and like trying to get a 3080 is just impossible anyway. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever. Oh well.
I I'm gonna hold off to see. Yeah, I want to see what AMD has, though I'm not optimistic.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I'm hopeful too, not just from a performance standpoint, but also just features. The reason I would want an RTX card is for the Turing encoder to
Mm,
be able to stream from the graphics card and actually have it look decent.
just
That'd be huge.
just get a good CPU, lol.
Yeah, I know, but like then I gotta get a new motherboard and everything.
What are you running right now?
I got
Not this is a tech.
an i7 6700.
That's getting on it.
It's fine, but yeah, it's like there's just a handful of games that
The
I
quad
either
core
can't
life is getting
stream
pretty old.
or I can't stream and record at the same time, you know.
Yeah, the quad core is pretty gnarly in 2020.
I mean, it's mostly fine.
Mm,
She's holding together.
yeah, sure.
Insert Scotty
Yeah.
references here. She's holding together, Captain.
Yeah. I mean, because I've got the 3900X, which is a 12 core.
No, excuse me.
Okay.
Look at this man with his many cores.
We got a render over here.
Yeah.
We got a video. We got to edit video.
Yeah. Hey, let me hit you with this. Let's get technical for a second. This is what the podcast is for. Video rendering.
Yes,
Am I taking crazy pills or is this a real thing?
it's possible.
Rendering to an SSD renders
Yes.
faster.
Yes, maybe. Honestly, have no idea what the write speed to a hard drive is.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
But more so, uploading from an SSD is twice as fast. I swear to
That
God.
seems crazy because
I'm-
surely your upload speed is slower than a read speed of a hard drive.
My upload speed is 40.
I honestly, I have used hard drives so little in the past like 5 years. I just maybe I'm forgetting how slow they are
Maybe. But I
because
got
my
to
whole
say,
computer is SSDs.
what was that, sorry?
My whole computer is SSDs. I have no hard drives in it.
Absolute tease. That'd be so good. I mean,
Everything. I have one hard drive for backup, and that's it. Everything else is solid state.
I have hard drive anxiety. I swear to God. Whenever I hear that thing whirring up or ticking in any way, I'm like, shit, it's dead. You know?
Yeah, I never hear that.
I'm yeah, all right, okay. I'm worried about like stepping too heavy in my room. Don't wreck the hard drives, you know? It's
I mean, SSDs are so cheap.
well, they're getting there, yeah.
I mean, they're pretty cheap.
They're getting cheap, yeah. They're pretty good. They're all right.
They're pretty good.
They're not
It's
bad.
it's 100% worth it. Like, do you just have the one SSD for like
Yeah.
a boot drive?
Yeah.
You get
I mean-
it like getting
It's a 1 terabyte boy, but you know.
sure. I mean, having your entire workflow on SSDs, it's literally life changing.
All right, next computer. We'll do it.
Yeah,
We'll do
yeah.
it.
Just you can upgrade it all.
Yeah. But yeah, my workflow has been lately it's recording to hard drive,
Mhm.
then copying that over to the SSD, editing off the SSD, and it is noticeably smoother in the edit.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense. Then rendering to the SSD and uploading from the SSD, and I swear to you, my friend, when I've made a mistake and I've uploaded from the hard drive, then I've realized and I've gone, no, let me copy it back over and
Well,
I'll upload again.
you should time it. Do the same thing. Time it and see. I would be very interested to hear.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's like in some cases I've noticed like a 30% to 50% increase or decrease in time.
That
rather.
is significant.
Yeah.
Eric's Twitch and chat does say to use NVMe drives, and yes, I am actually. But
This
I
guy.
don't know if a man Ricky here is.
I'm an analog man in a digital world.
Yeah, I get that. It must be tough to move from the old school, stuff.
Yeah. But look, it's
You're
also
not.
like the issue is here's the thing. Like we go into the computer world and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna upgrade. No, you're not, buddy. You know, you're gonna hold on to what you have for 2 to 4 years, and then you gotta realize, oh shit, to upgrade I need a whole new motherboard. And now there's like a 12-pin connector to the graphics card, and what do I do with
Well,
that
that's to be fair. That's only on.
on the Founders Edition? Yeah,
Yeah, and they do include adapters in the
yeah,
box.
yeah. But like, you know what I mean? It's always, it's constantly changing. Get off my lawn. Anyway,
I know we were gonna um, tilt into Cyberpunk. I did want to
please.
answer a question in chat, which is completely unrelated to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's asking if we're going to be back in Gwent, and the answer is I was actually playing before this,
Let's go.
but here and there. The podcast is going to be once a month, first Sunday of every month, and I will stream before that, so you at least get that.
Beautiful.
Right, Cyberpunk. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
Right. So I am not suckling on the teat of every little drop of information that comes out, with the exception of Night City Wire, which reminds me I have to do a video on the third one if anyone even cares at this point. But I'm not. Look, honestly, I haven't really got the energy to dig up that much information, so I'm not like 8 out of 8 pogged. Maybe a 7.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. Probably a bit less.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a 6
Yeah.
out of 8. I'm very excited, but I haven't watched all the trailers. I'm not like fizzing, but I am very excited, which I think is good because I often find myself I will overhype myself for things,
Yeah.
and I get way too into it, and it's kind of nice to be able to not like I'm not counting down the days. It'll be like, oh, it's out in a week, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah. And then it might
It's not
surprise you.
like 59 days,
Hmm.
58 days. Like I'm not that. I think the only game I would be really fizzing on would be any new Mass Effect game because, you know. And to be honest, a new Elder Scrolls. I'd be going for every piece of info I could get.
I'm not. Yeah.
But
Look, I got a complicated relationship with the Elder Scrolls.
I just love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I don't care what anyone says. Skyrim's for normies. I don't care. Get out. I don't care. I love it.
Well, I've got a full catalog of Skyrim videos on my channel. So do you have any Oh, hold up there, chat.
Oh, now we're swapped.
We've just hold up.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I was big, and I filled both boxes.
Can we swap? Hang
No,
on.
it's
So
good.
now my camera doesn't even work. Is this? You know what? Let's restart
Correct.
the call.
I cannot see your camera.
Let's restart the call.
Big. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
I think that happened last time.
Yeah. The stream isn't. I don't think the stream is down.
No, I'm fine.
We're good.
I'm fine.
Yeah, we're
You call it
Alrighty.
one, I'm fine.
So do you have any reservations vis-a-vis Cyberpunk?
Not really, to be honest. I'm pretty on board with it all.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I have no huge expectations. I'm not like, damn, I really hope they do this. I hope they don't do this. I'm just like, just give me what you got, and I'm ready for it. Like, I'll defer to CD Projekt Red for what they want to make, and I'm ready to absorb.
Absorbeth unto me, Daddy Project Red.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'll have the new card by then, hopefully, so we'll be ready to run it. I know people would say don't do this, but we're pretty much. I think we're going to be coming out on the day we're going to come out. So I've taken the day off work, and we will be playing for
Okay.
Friday through Sunday.
Beautiful. Yeah. So I'm much the same. I trust CD Projekt Red. There's a couple things that I'm like, I'm I'm not into it. Like the
Right. Such as?
what do they call it? The going into the mind, the memory
Oh yeah.
thing.
Okay.
I'm like
I
if
thought
if
that.
it was just something that was riddled throughout the world as an investigative tool, cool. But I think it's
Mm,
a storytelling thing, so probably ties into main quests and look, it could be cool, but I'm not like pogged out of
sure.
my gourd about it.
Right.
Otherwise, I really hope that the game is open enough that and I think it maybe won't be, but my fondest hope is that it's open enough that I can just live in it like I would Skyrim.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I'm hopeful for that as well. But I'm not like I'm not invested enough to be disappointed if it's not. But I do hope
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
because it would be because that's a lot of the vibe I'm getting from the trailers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I know I've mentioned this in videos before, but the way I see it is um, um more open Grand Theft Auto with a custom character.
And computers.
Yep.
Yeah. Computers. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Hmm.
Let's put it that way. And the fact that we what are we like? It's 2 months today.
Oof. Oof.
2 months
Uh,
today it is coming out.
I actually follow a Cyberpunk countdown Twitter.
Me
So.
too. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
No, it will be exciting. And it will be interesting because within 2 weeks of it coming out, we'll have a podcast and we can discuss it.
Hmm. Won't that be very interesting indeed?
I hope so.
So, do you plan to create anything surrounding it?
It's such a tough question. I would really like there's videos I want to make but can't.
Tell me more.
Right? Like there's things I want to do but I can't put them on the main channel
I
because
gotcha.
it's just not what it's for.
Yeah.
Like I would love to put this on the main channel, but I can't. It's just not the place for it.
Hmm.
So that's why I have the second channel. But then it's like how much time do I want to spend on videos that are going to get 12 views
Yeah.
when I really should just be focusing on the main channel, right? So it's like I don't know. Maybe like a little impressions video for like the
Yeah.
second channel would be fine just for like a bit of fun. But
So, do you
I
feel
don't know.
like the game itself doesn't belong on the main channel?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. And I don't think I would like 'cause the type of videos I do, which are mainly reviews.
Hmm.
Like I don't want to blaze through the game fast enough to be able to give a review on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think an impressions is going to be worth anything on the main channel. I would
Hmm.
rather just have it as a little like fun. Woo! Like Cyberpunk's pretty cool, right? Like on the second channel,
Yeah.
just for a laugh.
Yeah. That's
But
that's
then,
the struggle,
yeah,
huh? It's
it is.
and I always knew that this was coming because it's such a huge game. No one cares that I'm the cyberpunk boy, you know? I've got
The whole game's
now
Cyberpunk.
now I got 19,000 subscribers. No one cares that I am pogged out of my gourd for Cyberpunk, and it's a game that was basically made for me. So like I'm fully anticipating that little heartbreak moment when I upload a video and no one watches just because it's such a saturated topic. And
Yeah,
that's fine. That's
yeah.
understandable.
I think that's maybe a good thing about a second channel is that the expectation that it's going to get no interaction is there
Yeah.
already.
Hmm.
So it's like if you get like a view and a comment that's like, "Hey, cool video," I'm like, thanks, man.
As long as it's not from all the porn bots.
No, I've had a few of those recently. It's been
Yeah,
quite
there's an
quite
epidemic of
fun.
them.
Yeah, they're like, "Love you,
Yeah.
heart." And I'm like,
Like, all right,
great.
thank you.
What I do want to do, I have quite a few ideas for some more out there videos, and I
Hmm.
want to do some more out there ones on the main channel, and I want
Yeah.
to do some really out there ones on the second channel. So
Mm.
one that I'm probably going to do pretty soon. This is completely out there, and you'll never see this coming. So there in Marlborough, which is top of the South Island where I grew up, there is some lagoons, and out at the end of the lagoons there is a small shipwreck. It's like a 5 meter long like little transport boat that's just like a hunk of metal. You can tell it's a boat, but it's like been there for like bloody ages.
Yeah.
And so I want to make a video about it and like the history of the boat and like
Okay.
how it appeared there. It's like a 2 hour walk to get there. And I want to like take the drone out and like film it and get footage and then like do like a little like 10-minute documentary about this boat.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Waverly.
Okay.
It's just like it's not like anything. So that's second channel territory.
That's it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and it will just be a dumping ground for this like crazy video stuff that is just stuff I want to make. Really.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do have a cool idea for the main channel, which because I'm very conscious that a lot of people would consider me like an RTS or the RTS. I mean, not the. That's very egotistical. But I'm like an RTS guy, right?
Yeah.
And I don't really want to be that. I don't not want to, but I would like to be able to have other videos that do well, not just RTS. So I have this idea, which, to be fair, probably won't do well, but it will be fun. I want to do a series on specific zombie experiences from different games throughout gaming history. So maybe it's like a map, or maybe it's like a entire game, or maybe it's like a mode or something, and have it very like highly produced, quite short, like 8 minutes or so. And yeah, have it like quite produced with like, sets and like quite a bit of effort put into it.
Okay.
So that's quite a fun idea I've been toying with, and want to kind of do maybe in the next like 6 months.
So is the zombie thing something you have an affinity for?
I've always really liked them. I've always really loved like zombies in general, and I really like I've always been a huge fan of like Call of Duty zombies, where like it's like the classic, and then there's like just any like zombie game I'm super into, and zombie movies. I love it all. Like that's like
what about really enjoy. State of Decay? How do you feel about that?
I don't mind it. It's okay. I played the second one.
Okay.
It didn't really grab me, to be fair. It was a bit too. I like the like in your face kind of zombie stuff. The State of Decay was a bit like, bit too fun. If that makes sense. It's a bit like whimsical, like it's kind of cartoony in a way. Not really, but it's just not like it's not grim enough.
I gotcha.
If that makes sense. Like I really like that grim, like real like dark kind of zombie stuff. Like it's why I like of all the Call of Duty zombies maps, I still think the best is the first. I love the first one. And like Dying Light, I love that game. I love the nighttime of Dying Light. It's so good. I just really love that, like really in your face, like zombie stuff.
Horror? The horror aspect of it? Or just
kind of
the visceral?
Both.
Yeah, okay.
Like, did you ever play that Steam Half-Life 2 standalone mod called No More Room in Hell? You ever played that?
No.
That's the good stuff.
I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Look it up. That's the good stuff. I love because it's just very like visceral, and like one zombie is like a problem. It's just like it's good. I really like that. It's a really good game.
Cool. Okay. So how do you? And I apologize for asking the big questions here, but I feel like that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. Of course.
How do you see sliding that into the DMs of what your channel currently is, and how do you rationalize mixing the two, or rather, what is the umbrella focus that covers what you do and what you want to do?
I mean, I want to be able to prove that. I want to be the kind of creator that, and everyone I'm sure probably says this. I want to be the person that people watch because of the person and not because of the genre, right? And that's like the dream, right? Of course you want to go there.
Yeah.
But like, because I really love watching videos by like you watch Racevic at all?
No.
Okay, he's great. Who else? Mandela Gaming, maybe. No.
I tend to not.
No.
I assume these are bigger channels.
Yeah, they're like 500k
Yeah,
But they will do like kind of long form reviews,
okay,
which is pretty much where I like. They were like my inspiration for making my
right,
channel, basically.
okay,
But that's besides the point. So yeah, it's difficult. Like I will slot it in somewhere where we've already had, I won't have like a 3 month gap, and then I'll put in this like zombie video that no one wants to watch. Right? There'll be relevant videos before and after.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping that people will give it a try. And this I can imagine that like a video about the first, because the first one I want to do is the first Call of Duty World at War zombies map. I just feel like a video like that was titled well and had a good thumbnail, I think could just pop off, irrelevant of whichever channel it's on.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be something that like that crowd would click, and I'm hoping to be able to kind of hit that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'll just fire it out and see what happens. Really.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine as someone who has the only time I've ever played a Call of Duty game is when I was forced to as a teenager at a LAN party. My perception is that there's a pretty big cult following, for lack of a better term, for the COD Zombies
Yeah, people love it.
gameplay.
It's a huge, yeah, especially those first ones that would do though, because they were so just like really off the wall at the time. Like it was very different and weird and out there, and like I think they did it really well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of that's the project I've got in the back of my mind
Okay,
that I
all
would
right.
really like to do.
I'm gonna slide in here with a comment from chat. Ricky laying down the job interview questions. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Nobody knows. What job am I applying for?
I can't think of anything funny, so let's move on.
Fair enough. I respect that you say that and not try and say something that's not funny and then have it fall flat.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Look, thank you. So, okay, so zombie stuff. How did you get into? I assume maybe fall into is an appropriate term. Doing RTS almost exclusively.
Kind of it just happened there. Like, didn't plan it. It just I mean, it's probably like a lot of people, like perhaps similar for you with those like Skyrim build let's plays. Like you did a couple, and you saw they did pretty well, and you're like, I'm gonna do more of these, and then they keep doing well, so you're like, I'm gonna do more of these, and then you just do more and more and more. Then by the time a year goes by, you're like, oh, that's all I've done in the past year, and they've all done quite well. So that's really it. Like the only times I've really strayed off the course. I'm trying to think. Let's go back in my video list here. Like there was one. Yeah, I haven't done a non-RTS video, and it has been bloody ages. Wow.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
I did a video on Hades, which is a great game, also on Switch.
Is this Enter the Gungeon versus Hades?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like a random video. But I did a video on Titanfall 2 about a year and a half ago. Did really well. 40,000 views.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm like, I've always thought back to that. I'm like, maybe I should just do it. Maybe, why not?
As an outside observer, I look at your channel and I don't immediately...
I hate it.
I don't immediately think real-time strategy.
Right. Well, that's good.
Looking at the videos, then you go, oh, okay, yeah. But, like, the branding does not scream to me real-time strategy.
It's not like you go to some channels and it's like, the banner is like real-time strategy gamer, like, weekly, and the channel name is like life for strategy or something.
Yeah. Age of insert reference here,
Yeah, exactly.
To me, you're the retrospectives guy.
Right, yeah. I mean, because in saying that, it's like I've done videos on Skyrim. A video on Skyrim, I retrospective, did very well. Oblivion did okay. But, like, I think there's an element of this which could be applied to a lot of things where people get stuck in doing the same thing and it does pretty well, and you're like, I'll just do that.
Mm.
And you're always, if I do something else, people aren't going to like it. But you just don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe we just should do it.
You got to do it.
And if you haven't done it, how will you know? So maybe
Yeah.
you just should do it, and then you might be surprised.
At least 3 of the 4 Warframe videos I put up so far, I was this close to not posting.
Really?
The first one, because I'm like, Jesus, man, I got 20 hours in the game making a video for guys who got 5,000 hours in the game. Like, what the fuck? This is going to be 100% dislikes. But I did it anyway, and I was proven wrong. And then the reacting to just one specific area, I'm like, this is non-content, you know? I don't do reaction stuff. They freaking loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty. Yeah, you just do it, and then what's the worst that can happen? Like, it doesn't get many views. Like, it'll probably get some views. Is that better than none? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's much better than not posting it and not knowing ever.
Yeah, yeah. So let me tell you, I asked you this before. The most surprise hit on your channel. Let me tell you mine.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna believe it. In recent months, real-time travel... Hang on, no, that's the name of the video. 5D chess with multiverse time travel.
You're right. I wouldn't have guessed that. That's the game?
Yeah, it's chess, but you can send pieces back in time, and you're playing like multiple timelines at once.
Sounds very confusing.
It's wonderfully confusing. It's a mess. How
many views?
6.8. But it was like within the first 2 days, it was 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
For 5D chess.
5D chess, yeah. And I can only assume that it's just such a wacky concept that not a lot of people are covering.
The 5D chess community is just really coming out in force.
Yeah. Absolutely. Mortimer says that was an odd game, but great video. Thank you, Mortimer. Look,
There you go.
I should play more of it because it's like I hate it and love it. Because you look at it and you go, "This is my brain is exploding. It's leaking out of my ear as we speak."
You're right.
Yeah, but then once you figure it out, because you understand, the bishop travels diagonally through time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, the point is that you can get the king in check from the future. Like, you can get him in check in the past from the future. That's the part that's like...
So it's like really satisfying when you land
Yeah.
Right.
You ever played a game like Factorio or Satisfactory?
You know what? I have not played either. I've seen them being played. They don't really speak to me.
Yeah. It's worse than that. Because at least that makes logical sense. This does not. So when you figure out the puzzle, it's even more satisfying.
Are you playing against another real human being?
You can, but I'm nowhere near.
We should 1v1 sometime. 5D chess 1v1.
Yeah. Oh, we got Vor here. I remember Vor from Twitter. Thank you for retweeting my thing the other day. I really appreciate it. Watching your reactions on Warframe personally is like a breath of fresh air. Warframe community has a lot of negativity, and your enthusiasm for enjoying the simple things, it reminds players to enjoy what they have. Thank you for saying that, because that's what I want to do. Just in general, I want to be
feedback you can get, really.
I want to be positive and share enthusiasm. Yeah.
So I have a question.
Go for it.
Very off the wall. High level, before we get into any details, what are your thoughts on Star Citizen?
Oh. Okay, so I backed it.
Me too.
Early.
Me too. 2013.
Yeah. But like just the $40 tier, just enough to get the game. I've always been optimistic.
Me too. I'd say me too. Yep.
Until the last couple of years.
Right. Me too.
Yeah. I think the reason I started watching Dan Giesling in the first place was because of Star Citizen.
Wow, there you go.
So, do you have papers? That was
WHP. Yeah.
That was my my daily
Classic.
viewing, and it was just
Oh, I love that.
the total lack of gameplay, but the amount of fun that he was able to extract out of it
Yeah.
was freaking glorious.
Very good at that.
Yeah, and it made me want to play the game. Ran like ass at the time.
Still does.
Got a new computer now. Runs worse.
It doesn't run well. No.
No. Like it's
No.
it's unplayable. Before it was playable but frustrating. Now it's unplayable for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not great. Yeah, so I backed it originally too. Throughout a couple of years, I probably put in like $350
Okay.
into that one pack.
Yeah.
So I had like a pretty high tier ship, which has not been released yet and hasn't been released for the past 5 years. And this week I sold it. I sold that pack on Reddit. I shipped it off. I sold it
Okay.
on Star Citizen Trades, and I said, you know what? I'd rather have the $300.
Did you get your money back? Like most of
Yeah,
it?
I got $300 for it. So I paid
Okay.
me $300. I didn't sell the account, by the way, if anyone's
Mm.
wondering. That's against terms of service. You can gift packages. So I gifted my Legacy Alpha 2013 lifetime insurance pack and sold it for $300.
Wow.
And that's where I'm at with Star Citizen right now.
Yeah. So what's your prediction for Star Citizen? Do you think it's destined to swirl around in purgatory forever?
I think yes, but I think they will ship a 1.0 one day and it will not be good.
Mm,
I think
yeah.
it'll swim around in this like state of nothing that it's really been in for. I feel like the past 3 years the game has been essentially the same.
Yeah.
Because I logged in. I would log in every few months and try it out. I'm like, this is the same. Like it there's like a few maybe a new moon and stuff, but it's still a barren wasteland. There's nothing to do.
Mm.
There's like a few new ships, and yes, I think we'll be in this state again for probably I'm gonna say 3 more years, and then I think they will ship a 1.0, and I do not think it will be very good.
Oof. I'm unfortunately in agreement with you.
Yes, I really hope I'm wrong. I
Yeah.
really hope they sort this stuff out. They make the game really smooth and fun, and it comes out
Mm.
in 5 years.
Yeah.
Like it takes them 5 years, and it comes out. I will happily buy that $300 pack again and play it. I
I
will.
think it's very telling that the Star Citizen hype beast himself, Daniel Theodore Kiesling.
Robert Giesling. Yeah,
Is that his actual middle name?
I'm not sure.
We're just adding names in here. Daniel Celine Dion Theodore Robert Giesling.
That's the one.
Yeah, cool. I gotcha. I think it's telling that he doesn't play it anymore, or he doesn't
No,
do videos on it.
no, he doesn't play it. He's tried to play it, and he's
Mm.
like, "This is just, it's
Yeah.
just, I can't. There's not, I can't do anything with this. Like,
Yeah.
it's just."
Yeah, and I forgot my second point, but I would like to ask you, what's your opinion on selling ships for large amounts of money?
So here's the thing. A lot of people get super pissed
Yeah,
about it,
this is
and
why
are
I'm
like,
asking.
"This is immoral," right?
Yeah.
Personally, I don't care.
Hmm.
I really don't think like look, if someone wants to spend $1,000 on a ship, who am I to say, hey no, don't do that. Stop having fun. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like if someone spends $1,000 on a ship and gets real enjoyment from it and is like and wants to do it and is like, yo, I love this, like this is like my jam. I love like maybe like writes a backstory about a ship and there are ships that are $1,000 that you can buy and play in the game, I think, or close to anyway. If they're having fun, like who am I to say no? Stop having fun.
Mm.
Like or you
Yeah.
shouldn't be having fun, or
Yeah.
you pay too much. Like if they're having fun and they think it's a fair price, and they want to support the game, like all power to you. I will not stop you.
Yeah, I agree. As because especially because as far as I'm aware, everything is earnable in game,
Sure.
even if it takes a while. Oh yeah, is
Yeah.
it a little less?
I think it is, but it's like no one's gonna, at least not yet anyway.
Okay,
Like
all right.
it's still very much like they position it as like you're backing the game,
Yeah,
and even though I'm sure they definitely do, they mention or they don't make such a point on that. It's more like you're buying the ship as part of the ad, but
yeah,
you know, the fine print it's like you're backing the game.
I gotcha.
And I think as long as people know what they're getting into and
Mm.
what they're spending their money on, I don't have a problem with them wanting to sell.
Yeah, yeah.
They can sell shit for $1 million. I don't care. Like if someone wants to pay $1 million, why should I
Yeah,
stop
they
them?
got to keep
You know,
development going
it's
for
like
another
anything.
5 years
It's
at
like
least.
exactly. It's like anything. Like of course, like it's some people are gonna overspend for like what they're able.
Yeah,
But I don't think that's a problem with Star Citizen. I think that's just a problem with people not being good with money, and it can happen
yeah,
with anything. You could buy a car that's too expensive. Like I used to work at a
absolutely.
bank at ANZ. You'll know ANZ,
Mm.
Australia, New Zealand. I used to work at ANZ, and you would always see people like either I would get two types of people. You'd either get them coming in for a loan for a car they frankly can't afford, or they've already got the car and they're like, I can't afford this. Well, this is what I told you, like when you went to get the loan, right? But you can't just deny someone a loan on the fact that you don't think they can afford it. Like if they want to get it, they're gonna get it, like
Okay,
as long
yeah.
as they tick all the boxes. So I think it's a similar it just goes for anything or like gambling or
Mm.
anything. Like I
Yeah,
can recommend people don't spend $1,000 on a ship. You probably shouldn't.
yeah.
It's probably not a sound financial choice, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Like
Yeah, yeah.
if you want to have fun and that's fun for you, then it's like okay. So I play a lot of Hearthstone. I
Okay.
used to play a lot of Hearthstone, and I
Hmm.
still play a bit. I've spent more money in Hearthstone than I would care to admit.
Okay,
And
but like, when are you going to play Gwent again?
uh, an hour ago,
Go on, go
yeah, I've spent a lot of money in Hearthstone, and a lot of people would say, you spent too much money, or like I didn't spend like thousands. I spent 8,000
on.
over like the past 7 years, right? And people, I had a mate who I was talking to about it, and he's like, "Oh, that's like ridiculous." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm like, "Was it though?" Like, I don't like. It seems like a lot, but I don't feel like I shouldn't. Like, I got my
Yeah,
money's worth.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
You know?
I often I liken this sort of stuff to indulging in consumables, alcohol, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's not a
Exactly. It's really exactly the same.
it's not a cheap thing to buy on the regular.
No.
So you're probably spending less money than you would have if you spent that on booze, for example.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's like I know that it's expensive, and I'm like, I could probably do better things with this money, but I had fun with it, and
yeah,
I don't regret doing it. I really don't. Like
there you go.
I really feel like I've had my money's worth with Hearthstone. Like the
Well,
amount
that's
of
good.
hours
Yeah.
I put in that game is insanity.
That's good then. Yeah.
Yeah,
1,000. Wow.
and
Wow.
it's like a similar thing, And then if someone wants to pay $1,000 for a Star Citizen ship, like it would be very hypocritical of me to say like,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Absolutely.
don't do that. Yeah,
So that I remember my other point. I would give almost anything just to find out what the hell they're working on. Because like you said, the game has been in the same state for the last 3 years, right?
it feels that way. Like
Pretty
there's
much.
been new
So
stuff, but it's like
what are they doing? Last I heard, there was an engine limitation that they were really struggling with. Um,
yeah. So I know I have a guy who I know who was very into Star Citizen and very into it. And I was talking to him recently, and he was like, "Yeah, look, so they're like doing this big engine thing, and they're planning to have it done. It's like the full persistence, make everything smooth, like the God engine, and they were going to have it done by end of next year." I'm like,
all right. Okay.
like one, like okay, like one, I've heard that from Star Citizen and people who back it for years. Like there have
Yeah.
always been things. It's like, oh, they're doing this thing and then it will be good. It's happened so many times. It's a joke, right? And it's like a year and a half. Okay, so like Star Citizen, that's probably double, so probably 3 years, and that's not even the game. Let's just imagine that they do this. They get it done in 1.5 years. Great. There's still no game.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you've still got to make a compelling game, and there's just not one there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you can do like little missions, and you can fly around and like fight ships, and there's no game. It's not a game yet.
It's
It's
it's an abusive relationship of sorts.
yeah.
I swear I'll change. I'll be
Yeah,
better next
like,
year.
what are
No.
you doing? Like, you guys, I think if they can release Squadron 42 within the
Yeah.
next, because that was supposed to go into beta this year, I think,
Okay. Yeah.
or like third quarter,
Hmm.
pretty sure. If they can get that game out by the end of next year and have it be really good and showcase like really good mechanics, like, combat, ship flying, like good performance, I think that could be enough to coast them for another few years of making Star Citizen.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go. I think they need to get that game out. They really do.
Even
They need
so,
to ship that game and have it be good
I think
to prove they can have a final product. Basically, just to prove that we can finish something and have it be good.
it could also, this could just be me, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who will be upset because Squadron 42 is not the game that a lot of people
No.
backed.
No. Honestly, like at this point, I think a lot of people would just be happy to get something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
actually no, I lie. This is the one of two games that I've backed that didn't pan out. The
Really?
other
What
one,
was the other one?
the other one was a little dwarf mining building sim called, oh god, what was it called? Something of Ragnarok, maybe? I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, it was back in the Dosura days. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah, yeah. And then it went under, and it was like, hey, so like, what about that game? And it's like,
What about it?
Right. Okay. It was a small team. It was their first game, and I think they bit off more than they could chew, and they petered out, and nothing came.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fairly lucky to say that I haven't really had experiences like that. I've really only backed Star Citizen. I think it's the only game I've actually backed. No, I backed a game called Dead Matter recently. I don't know if you've seen that game. It's like a DayZ kind of game.
Okay.
That actually looks good.
I feel like I'm learning a whole new side of you. I didn't know you were such a zombie fiend.
I love it. I love it. Zombies, zombies, zombies. Give them to me.
So what's your? I'm not sure if you mentioned, aside from like Call of Duty, what's your favorite dedicated zombie game?
It's really difficult because there's not many good ones.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like I find the best zombies come from like special modes or like probably Dying Light, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Dying Light
Yeah.
is a great game. I
I
love that
gotta
game.
play through that again.
Other
I
than
do
that,
have
you
it.
got to say like Left 4 Dead, Killing
Yeah.
Floor, Killing Floor 1 in particular.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably Dying Light. Dying Light 1 is very, very good.
I actually really quite like the way the ghouls behave in Fallout 4. I think it's one of the better parts of the game.
Yeah, I remember quite liking that too, actually.
If the game ran better for me.
And was just better.
And was
In
just
general.
better.
Wish that game was just better.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, can you make the game better, Todd Howard? That's great.
Can you guys do that?
So, all right, let's talk about real quick.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's the Bethesda game? The spacey Bethesda game.
Starfield.
Starfield.
We're going to talk about the 30-second trailer.
Was there even a trailer?
Yeah, there was that little teaser at E3 2018. It was the same time we got the Elder Scrolls 6 JPEG.
Oh, okay.
Let's be fair, that was a PNG. It was like it really was nothing. It was like a space station, and then there's like a sun that explodes or
Yeah, I
something.
do remember that.
Yeah, I just want to know anything about it. To
Yeah.
be fair,
Predictions based on past Bethesda work.
I mean, I based on that, I mean, you were going to say Skyrim in space, right? Like I don't think we even know if it's going to be an RPG. Like, have they said that it's going to be like a Bethesda game, like a classic like RPG in space, or
I
is it?
I think they said, and this is not a quote, but it's a loose idea of the message they were conveying, that it's going to be a very Bethesda
Okay,
experience.
okay. I mean, look, if they give me Skyrim in space, I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm skeptical.
Me too. Bethesda needs a win, and they need it to be big. They need a big win.
Yeah.
They've had a rough few years. Bethesda, such an interesting case study. I'm sure you can make a marketing case study on Bethesda.
Mm.
They went from like the beloved, like you're the greatest, like CD Project Red levels of like
Yeah.
wow, like Bethesda, like the like champions of single player RPGs, like you're the greatest, to like know your place trash meme. Like
Yeah.
Bethesda just fell off a cliff, man. Like I've never seen such a fall from grace
Yeah.
in terms of like game developers
I
slash
mean,
publishers.
to be fair, it's all their own doing.
Oh, 100%. I
Yeah.
agree. It's like 5 years from Skyrim. It's like Bethesda is just coasting. They're
Mm.
loving it. And then
Mm.
Fallout 4 comes out and they're like, yeah, they're like, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay, sweetie. Like, not everyone can have, a game of the year every year. It's fine. Like, Fallout 4, it's fine, but yeah, get them next time,
Mm.
And then like they have a few PR missteps, and then Fallout 76 is a meme, and then like, Elder Scrolls Blades is not very good,
Oh,
and
yeah. And they've
then like
released
their
Skyrim for
publishing
the
arm,
1,200th time.
yeah, and like the Bethesda publishing is like just being like dicks, and it's like okay,
Like
guys.
with regards to the whole review copy thing.
Yeah, and like some other Bethesda published games weren't very good. Like Rage and Rage 2
Oh, yeah.
was dumb, and a lot of stuff they did with it was dumb. And then like Doom was killing it, which was
Mm.
good. Doom was kind of
I think,
been holding them up a bit
yeah,
recently.
Doom's all sort of all they got right now.
Yeah, and it's not even Bethesda, right? So they
Yeah.
need a good, really good
Mm.
game,
It's good. It's
come
going to
out,
be a while, though.
and it has to be Starfield. It has to be soon. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, but
I
you
know.
said it's gonna be a while, but it's been like we saw that teaser over 2 years ago.
I
I
think,
know.
all right, so let's go full 100%, absolutely no information speculation, right?
Sure.
What do you think the game is going to entail?
I think it's going to be like a Mass Effect style planet hopping.
Yeah.
Maybe more like an Andromeda than a Mass Effect 2. It'll be,
Mm.
I think, a more like openy, planet hopping space, big enemy, but then with more like outer worldsy kind of RPG elements. I think that's, and I think it will be quite like how Outer Worlds is like sci-fi, but it's old.
Yeah.
It's like old sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's like I think it'll be like fresh, clean, like
Mm.
dystopian, really nice sci-fi.
The term is retrofuturism.
Retrofuturism. There you go. Like that.
Yeah, which
It'll
is
be like
which is
really,
the
really
Fallout
fancy.
aesthetic as well,
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
because it's
kind of like that.
the reason Fallout. I only discovered this maybe a year ago. It's actually quite interesting. The whole premise of Fallout is, I think it's, what if humanity never invented the capacitor or something like that? I think that's right. So small
To brush up on
scale
my
advanced computing never developed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, I think you're right. I think
Yeah, what do you think?
any hopes that I have of you get to fly your own personal ship around a solar system or whatever is, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't see that.
I think it's, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be the Outer Worlds, probably bigger, and more sandboxy.
Yeah, Outer Worlds Skyrim, I think. will pretty much be it. It'll be
Yeah.
like, I think, yeah, Outer Worlds, and you'll be able to go through planets, but and each planet will have their own mini sci-fi Skyrim in it. And
Yeah, yeah. And I kind of got to wonder, like, are you here for that? Are you down
yeah,
for that?
I'm
Yeah,
here for that.
yeah. Okay.
The setting makes me a bit less interested, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Like, I love fantasy for some reason. I really just love like Skyrim, Oblivion setting, that kind of fantasy. I really like Witcher and stuff. Sci-fi RPGs, I'm not big on them,
Hmm.
to be honest. Like even Cyberpunk, I'm like, the setting is like meh. I'm really not fussed. I know I'm like talking to the wrong guy about that, but like the Cyberpunk setting, I'm like, man, this would be cool if it was like fantasy. But
You got that
it's like
already.
I don't not like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I gotcha. I think for whatever reason, it's maybe it's harder to do, or I don't know, we just haven't got a lot
I
of good
just
examples
I
of
just like swords. I like how fantasy has a good mix of melee and ranged,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I find it hard to envision a sci-fi RPG where literally everyone wouldn't just use some like crazy future sniper rifle and never get close to anyone else.
yeah, yeah. And I suppose we did circle back to Warframe. I think Warframe pulls it off
Mm.
because that's very like you got melee, you got ranged, and then especially essentially magic, as well. Essentially,
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Cool. What it is.
and I think it works because it's that kind of post-human, like way in the future sort of thing, where it's
Mm.
like this is so far in the future that basically magic,
Yeah. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting with Cyberpunk too. There's like a lot of that kind of stuff where it's like,
Mm.
yeah, like the body mods is like you have a sword in your arm. Like that's pretty cool. Like if you could have a sword in your arm, you might as well cut someone up with it. Like So that spin of sci-fi definitely gets me more than just what's it like Prey? Like
Oh, yeah.
even though apparently Prey was really good, I just didn't
Yeah.
really have any interest in it. The setting didn't really get me. But then space does get me, but like
Mm.
not sci-fi. I feel like they're different things. Space and sci-fi, I think, are different genres.
Yeah. Well,
They can be.
s- I guess you could argue that space is a subgenre of sci-fi.
Yeah, yeah,
So
maybe.
you specifically like
Like
that.
like Mass Effect is like sci-fi, but it's not. It's not like super sci-fi. If that makes sense. Like I don't know. Like it is, but
It's got
it's
the yeah, okay. I think I is it because it's got the like classic fantasy tropes with all the different
maybe it's like
aliens?
it's more like it feels like more grounded. It's like
Okay.
there's not like
Yeah,
crazy. I guess there is crazy stuff in Mass
there
Effect. I
is
don't know
great.
what I'm talking about. I'm spouting nonsense.
It's also just
I'm just
like
trying to say
a
I
good
like Mass
game.
Effect. Yeah,
It's just
it's always a good benefit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I haven't decided if it's a good story, but whatever the story is, I think it's executed well, and it's a really satisfying experience that warrants multiple playthroughs. It's great.
Yeah. Did we? I'm just referring to you because I don't have our schedule
Yeah.
of things. What else do we have in there? Was
We've
there?
got what we've been working on, YouTube progress, what
Yep.
we've been
Yep.
playing, and what we're looking forward to. And I think we pretty much covered all of those.
Nice. Oh well, what are you looking forward to apart from Cyberpunk?
Apart from
Is
Cyberpunk,
there anything
I'm
coming out soon? Sooner
gonna
than Cyberpunk?
bring up my Trello board here because I keep track of everything
Nice.
that
I
I'm
do
pogging out
too
for.
have a Trello board, but I don't use it that often.
Yeah. Oh, of course. How could I? Okay, so just like low key, something called Empire of Sin, which seems like an XCOM tactical management game, but in Prohibition era with mobster, with
That's pretty cool.
mafia families, right?
Okay. Okay.
Seems pretty cool. Probably not going to go on the channel though, because it's it's not really fitting in with everything else. However, Star Wars Squadrons,
When is that out? That's
the
very
2nd
soon,
of
isn't it?
October. It's
Wow,
soon.
that is soon. That's 2 weeks away.
I'm pogging out of my gourd.
I am
Oh.
excited, and I will wait to see if it is good.
Yeah. I'm not gonna wait.
I'm
I-
not excited
it's-
enough to buy on day one, but I am excited.
It's EA, so I should wait. And if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would wait.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You got to get that content out there,
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it because it's like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh God.
Ask for a review code.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Hey, Ubisoft sent me a review code when I had like 3,000 subs.
Oh,
You
all
never
right,
know.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I should.
You should.
But look, I so desperately need a competitive game that is not a shooter or a
Right.
MOBA, you know?
Yeah.
And I think Squadrons, it has the thickness to win this because it's Star Wars. And it's gonna pull people in just because it's Star Wars. And if that gets
100%.
people excited for space combat, space flight, and it becomes an entry drug, as it
For
were,
X4.
into Elite Dangerous,
Yeah.
X4, whatever else, you know? Oh, big
Yeah, I
pop.
can get that for sure. No, I'm excited. You have to tell me. No, next. Hold on. What date? The 2nd?
Yeah.
Oh, that's. Oh no. Okay, we'll have our podcast 2 days after.
Yeah, we sure will.
You can tell me all about it.
No, we actually got a title for the next podcast. Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'm here to keen to hear about it.
Yeah. So what about you? Anything on the horizon?
Not much. We have the new Stronghold coming up
Yeah.
at the end of this month, but it was delayed to January. So nothing really until then. There is Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition out in October,
Yeah. I think yeah.
which I may or may not have multiplayer access right now.
Ooh, really?
Weird thing though, I've never really played Age of Empires 3, so
Really?
it's all new. It's a weird game.
I played a lot of it, and I quite like its differences.
It does a lot of new things.
Hmm.
So it's not just going to be a review of the definitive edition, it's going to be a review of the whole thing.
Awesome.
So that's out, I think, next month.
Okay. Can you tease us good or bad different?
I don't know yet, to be honest.
All right. Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Yeah.
It's because like I probably played a few hours of it in my entire life. So there's there's a lot of weird stuff with the game. It feels less like Age of Empires and more like Colony Sim.
Yeah, that's what I quite like about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've lost the feed again. Hold up.
Ricky.
Yo. So, hold up. There we go. That's actually just Discord straight up crashing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love that. It must be just the video.
That's it, really. That's all I've got.
Portion of it. Yeah, okay. Also, I want to slip in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Okay.
Oh.
When is that out? I think it's delayed, or is it already? Is this the new one?
I don't know. Fix your app Discord. They won't. It's also possibly my camera that's like Janktown at the moment, but that's all right. It's not all right, but I don't know how to fix it, so it's all right.
So it's all right. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the long and the short of it.
All right. Good stuff. Good podcast. This will be on. Did you ever decide if you were going to put these on your YouTube channel?
I have put the first one on my second channel. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll continue
great.
to
As
do
have
that.
I. So we'll both do that, and we will discuss after this how to get it on Spotify and other music and podcast streaming services for your listening pleasure. It's actually not that hard.
Oh, cool. Good.
But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. Thanks for being
Always a
here.
pleasure,
again.
Ricky.
Likewise. And we will reconvene in
Quite
2
soon.
weeks.
Yeah, it's literally 2 weeks. And then the first Sunday of every month after that.